Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. Which legendary Reddit post comment can you still not get over? The guy who thought his landlord was stalking him and leaving notes in his apartment, only to find out that he was actually suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. Original post on our legal advice update. Dude saved someone's life and only got 6.5k upvotes. I made a joke about someone's butt and got 8k. Reddit is weird. The weirdest comments get the most upvoted, I swear. Most of my meaningful comments get like 5 max. Meanwhile, a comment about a plot hole in Pacific Rim is one of my highest ever. The Reddit admins made a change to how karma displays since that post was made. So 6.5k was an insane amount back then. Damn karma inflation. There's another one out there where a girl thought her boyfriend was drugging her because she was blacking out and she kept finding little red bumps on her skin, but she really had bed bugs and they were making her so sick she would lose huge gaps of time. Edit. I haven't seen that thread since, but apparently it was fake or something. Y'all can look into it for yourselves. I'm not your mate. I remember that one. That one was wild. Sounded like a movie script. I can't find its sad face. www.reddit.com. I got you. The post where someone said that their Reddit turned Spanish and everyone replied in Spanish. This post. He did not expect the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Huh? Seems like our AskReddit's content was actual questions about Reddit back then instead of asking random people to share their personal experiences like it is now. I know Spanish and the comments are an absolute show of who can say the most random crap. The most upvoted are a quote from the TV show Community. Donde estás la biblioteca? I freaking love how he woke up to a bunch of DMs saying this. I think that thread was one of the ultimate trolls. Some guy in our unpopular opinion says that wearing socks in the shower feels great. What? That is the first genuinely unpopular opinion that I have ever seen associated with that sub. That person is a monster wearing human skin and socks. An actual unpopular opinion, the freaking lunatic. I think I also saw one about how they liked when washing their hands and water went down their sleeves. Safe to say that person is going to hell. Oh, welcome, said Satan. You've made it to hell. Now let's take a look at the reason you fell. The real explanation: you're all out of luck. He read from his ledger. He whispered, quote, the frick, quote. The guy asking for relationship advice because his socks keep disappearing until he finds out his GF is cleaning her crap with it. Crap hits the fan. Op talks to her sister only to find out sister knows and is now mad at Op for being weirded out by it all. I think they are done, which is sad. Op was thinking about marrying the poop sock chick. Edit. Found the poop sock post. I was thinking way too complicated with my keywords. I remember that one. At the end she left him, dodged a bullet. They ended up getting back together a year or so later, IIRC. Yep, just read all the updates. Back together and talking about marriage as of 5 months ago. That was quite the strange read. She was cleaning her actual poop with his socks. She was wiping herself with the socks, yes. That would destroy their plumbing. WTF? Who TF does this? She was throwing them in the garbage. Still insane. Still fake. It is entirely plausible that out of billions of people, one person would end up doing this. I did this when I had no toilet paper and was like 5. Then I got scared I'd get in trouble for the poop socks, so I thought, hey, I'll just wipe it off on this wall right here and we're good. But for some reason the wall didn't suck the poop out of the socks, so then I just had a poopy wall and sock. Thank you for the face palm, kind stranger. The dude who had a girlfriend that struggled to quit smoking, so he decided to take up smoking for a month just so he could show her how easy it is to quit if you are totally dedicated to quitting. He still smokes 10 years later. She quit a long time ago. Edit. www.reddit.com. Cigarettes are absolutely wild. I did it to spite my parents when I was 15 and took me 16 years before I was able to quit. None of the quit smoking aids helped me. And it took both myself and my fiancé quitting at the same time, cold turkey and just pretending. Neither of us existed for 2 weeks to get through it. I will never shame someone for smoking, as I know how much your life revolves around getting your nick fix, but will offer support to anyone around me that tries to quit. To everyone who has never smoked, it's a, oh well, just stop. What they don't realize is it's a full-blown addiction. Everything ends up being a wait till you can step out for half of a cig, and if you're drinking, say goodbye to your lungs the next day. You end up social chain smoking. It's a rough ride, and to anyone reading this who is trying to quit smoking right now, I am proud of you for doing so. Reminds me of the Redditor who tried heroin on a whim and then became addicted. Did somebody get addicted to crack? Charlie and Mac edit. Wow, my first ever gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I also want to thank you, S_random account_ for propelling me to even further fortune and fame. That story is the reason I will never try any hard drugs. You want nothing to do with this, Dewey. The only really hard drug I tried was crack. And it feels goddamned incredible the moment it hits your lungs. Full-on euphoria, energy levels go through the roof, and every nerve in your body tingles in such an incredible way. If you've spent a night doing cocaine, it's the entire night condensed into that hit. The feeling is completely gone by the time you exhale, and the need to replace it is so freaking strong. Edit. Okay, admittedly, you had some of the effect left over, but nearly 100% of that high is hyper-focused on finding more crack. Did you drop a speck of your rock into shag carpet? Bet you'll freaking find it after you start coming down. You'll also wear out your steel wool pushing it back and forth through your tube, trying to collect more residue for another hit. I just knew I could never do it again. It was too freaking good to be worth it. The need to replace it is so freaking strong. It won't be me, you like to say. I know the how, I know the way, the when, the why, and what to do. It won't be me, and then it's you. EA's microtransaction post. This is what I was thinking too. It holds the record for the most downvoted comment by a long shot. The second most downvoted comment has something like 100,000 downvotes. But even that is from a Thanos meme where Op asks the users to keep the post's upvotes balanced with the downvotes on his comment. Original sense of pride and accomplishment comment. OMG, over 600k downvoted. It holds the record for most downvotes. Good God, I've never seen so many downvotes before. 0.0. Should have seen the crap show the comments spawned. Thousands of Battlefront 2 pre-orders cancelled immediately. A projected $3 million in lost sales for AYA. An absolutely endless mocking from all over the internet. It was glorious. You wouldn't. It holds the record for most downvotes ever. Frick, has that really been 2 years ago? Do you feel a sense of pride and accomplishment for what you've done since then? Carrot, would carrot you carrot like carrot to carrot by carrot 1. Carrot for carrot $4.99. Yeah, but no other post comes remotely close. It has twice as many downvotes as the top post of all time has upvotes. The description of how rabies kills you. Edit. Link np.reddit.com. Edit again. Just want to credit that original poster was you, hot doggin'. Not so are anymore. God yes, that left a serious impression on me. It made me really question all the stray dogs I enjoyed petting and feeding on my trip to India. I'm Indian and absolutely love petting the indie strays, and I had no idea rabies was this prevalent, or this horrific. Unless it bites you and you don't go to the hospital, you're fine. Edit. Actual people from India agree that there are hospitals equipped to treat rabies in most of India. Stop making crap up. Reddit. Myth: 3 Americans die from rabies every year. Fact: 4 Americans die from rabies every year. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, this year's Michael Scott's Dunder Mifflin Scranton Meredith Palmer Memorial Celebrity Rabies Awareness Pro-Am Fun Run Race for the Cure has been cancelled. There was a post about how a guy closed an elevator door on a dad and son who were trying to make it. The guy thought he was pressing the open button, so he smiled at them the entire time it closed on them. Edit. My God. Rip my inbox. Reddit. Cringe. I closed the elevator door on a toddler and his dad. www.reddit.com. Here's the og post I believe. The image of this is hilarious. Edit U, Mobile 1502, as the original guy on this. Thanks for the laughs. Haha, I did something similar by accident, but it was to my co-worker, and when they made it upset. Having a laugh this morning. Quote. There was a post a month or so ago about a girl whose boyfriend kept telling her she smells bad no matter how undeniably good she smelled. Finally he admitted that he was just telling her she smelled bad to keep her self-esteem low enough. She wouldn't leave him, then she immediately dumped him. What's worse, sadder, is the boyfriend admitted that his own father was the one who taught him to keep putting down a partner so they'd never leave. Yeah, like a sick cycle of abuse. I remember one where some guy did some rendering of animation or something for IRC Disney, and they paid him a bunch of money to basically do nothing but run some program on his computer. He then for Reddit karma turned a not yet released bit of animation into a meme, and Disney found out about it and fired him, so he ended up having to deliver mail. If anyone remembers that one and can find a link, please do. It's similar, but I remember a Redditor posting about his new job selling Chromebooks at Best Buy, and broke the NDA in the comments. So he was fired. He did a closed captioning for a crapload of stuff. For him it was a dream job. He got paid to watch TV in his PJs all day. He posted a single frame of an unreleased episode, and somehow the mouse found it and was able to trace it back to him. He owned up and hoped for the best, and they blacklisted him. Since the mouse and its properties accounted for such a huge amount of his potential clientele, he was effectively forced out of the industry. I think he said that he didn't mind the mailman job because it got him out of the house. But goddamn, if ever there was a story about killing the goose that laid the golden eggs. Do you have a link? I didn't do nothing. Subtitling is a fair amount of detailed work and a crap ton of typing. The real bliss of it all was never having to leave home and being very good at what I did. It wasn't a meme, either, just a screenshot of an unreleased show. Man, I love Reddit. They can take your job, but they cannot take your Reddit karma. I'm sure I'll be able to cash it all in AAAAANY day now. Man, it's funny how I have thought about your story while driving and going through everyday life. And for it to not only be mentioned again. Here you are. How are you doing? Very well, thank you. The end of that career was pretty abrupt, but it was bound to end sooner or later. I am quite content now, although much sweatier in the summertime. You, Mike_Shorts, may be able to help you there. The TIFU of the guy who pretended not to know what a potato is. That is the true definition of dedication. I've always loved this one. Just because it's, almost certainly, if not verifiably, fake, it's still hilarious. Ha. I dated a girl who had never heard the word alley before. Not alley cat, not bowling alley, and had never seen a house whose driveway was in the back instead of the front. I drove her past my childhood home, and she said, "Wow, I can't believe nobody on your street is home on a Sunday afternoon." Because there were no cars parked at the curbs. I said they probably went in through the alley, and she laughed at me and said the what? She laughed at the sound of the word alley, and teased me about throwing French words into conversation to try and sound fancy. She was baffled at the idea of a tiny street just for getting into the backyards, and just wouldn't believe that everyone on the street would unanimously agree to design their home with the garage in the back. I was certain she was pulling a "no, what is potato?" quote, but no, she was just very, very sheltered, and very, very ignorant, and very, very confident that I was trying to tease or make fun of her. She never stopped doubling down. Eventually it got really sad. Tease me about throwing French words into conversation to try and sound fancy. The garage, well, ooh-la-di-da, Mr. Frenchman. The guy who had an entire alternate life while in a coma. www.reddit.com. I think about this story all the time. Every time something ordinary seems a little odd, I think my time has come to wake up. It honestly freaks me out. I think about this so often. Edit. I literally don't care if it's fake or not. It's called suspending disbelief for enjoyment. Same. Every so often I'll find myself staring at an everyday object for a little longer than I should, trying to notice the irregular perspective. My life is fine, but I'm still scared of waking up. Jesus, I thought I was the only one. Anxiety kicks in and you start to think that lampshade isn't going to abide by the laws of physics. And I'm gonna wake up. I also wonder what my actual life would be like. Edit. I've always had this theory. If you're in a life or death situation, let's say you're driving and almost get hit by someone else, and you think to yourself, I easily could have died there. Well, what if you did? But to you, you actually lived, and you're in a coma or died to everyone in that universe. Maybe your brain skipped that part where you died. I know our brains tend to keep up with momentum like those little brain games. They assume the next step and plays tricks on you. So I had this event in my life where I tripped super hard on K2 and I've never felt the same since. I for a while truly thought this was happening to me. The man who attempted to throw his steak out the window. His wife followed up with her version a little later. Edit. Thanks for the Golden Awards. Link. Husband's version, wife's version. Edit. Thanks for the gold smiley face. Sometimes I read these if I'm having a bad day and they make me happy. That and the potato post. Edit. www.reddit.com potato post. The man whose girlfriend buried his canned beans in the woods. Edit. Folks have posted it down the chain. But here is a link to the insane story. I will not jeopardize the beans. Go to our metal detecting and see if there is anyone in your area. DM me if you're near Denver. I'll find those freaking beans. I will never ever stop commenting on this. My best friend and his girlfriend let me stay with him when my lease ended a month after quarantine start. My best friend comes home with, like, 50 cans of beans one night. We're gonna need them. Quote. This post appears 6 days later. Swear to God I questioned them both intensely about whether or not one had buried beans and their other wrote a Reddit post from the other's perspective. My favorite response to that story is the guy with the metal detector who says, I'll find those freaking beans. Me and the boys at 3 AM looking for beans. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes. This is the most liked comment post out of every social media account I run. This toast where the comments are edited to make up look really weird. Funny. www.reddit.com. Love that one. There's a subreddit for this. Edit my Reddit. The noisy gobshite story, and the follow-up posts, are very interesting. Funny, well-told story, then it takes a turn. Warning, emotions. Holy sweet Jesus. I had read the original post yonks ago, but I hadn't seen any of the updates. Wow. I've not seen that one before. It's a post of epic proportions, but that ending is a real punch to the gut. As soon as I saw the first reply from the wife, my stomach dropped, and now here I am, crying over a British man I never met. And the stories she's told about him when answering comments. It's heartbreaking. LMAO, I'm saving that one. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.